Welcome to today's webinar titled 5 Ways to Integrate Real-Time Metals Prices into Mobile and Web Apps, hosted by Xignite and Infusion Solutions. Today's presentation should run about 30 minutes. I'd like to introduce our speakers. Stéphane Dubois is CEO and founder of Xignite, a leader in market data cloud solutions, and Joe Bell, CEO of Infusion Solutions, a cloud-based software as a service company specializing in market data, visualization and integration, and an Xignite partner. Now I'll turn this over to Stéphane.
Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Joe, for joining us today, and thank you for all of you listening to this broadcast. If you're listening to this, you're probably involved in the metals business. You might be a metals broker. You might be involved in mining or refining or other aspects of the industry. And therefore, your business pretty much lives and dies with the price of precious metals. What we want to talk today about today, and what we want you to walk away with, is an understanding of 5 things. What you'll see and learn is how can you easily embed metal prices in applications, whether they're spreadsheets, websites, and mobile apps. There's easy ways to do this, which you may not be familiar with, and we'll try to demystify this for you. More importantly, you also learn how you can use this to help drive growth and profitability in your business, how you can build your brand, how you can differentiate yourself, and really grow your business. Now, we'll get also into some of the specifics about how can you reduce time to market for building applications that need metal prices. Specifically, we'll talk about how you can access institutional quality real-time precious metal prices through the use of APIs, and how you can lower the cost of ownership of getting this information by leveraging cloud technology. Let me jump in a little bit and just give you a little background about Xignite. Xignite is a market data provider. We have a history of market data innovation. We were the first one to come up with easy APIs and to jump on the cloud. And really what we're trying to do here is address some of the complexity and the pains associated with a lot of legacy solutions around access to market data. We try to make access to market data, and especially metal pricing data, very easy. And our goal, our mission, is to power and inspire the next generation of financial applications. As I said, we're the leader for market data delivery from the cloud. We have more than 1,000 customers using our APIs today, and we have more than 200 of those customers actually operating in the metals, precious metals industry. We're a Silicon Valley company, venture-backed, kind of a mix between Silicon Valley and Wall Street, if you want, and we also have a global presence. Let me hand it off to Joe, who can tell us a little bit about Infusion.
Thank you, Stéphane. Glad to be here today. Infusion Solutions, so as you can see, we're a cloud-based software as a service company, and we specifically focus in the financial services segment. We work with equities, of course, precious metals, and currencies is really our focus within that. And our philosophy in software development is really to create solutions that have long-term value, are flexible, and accommodate growth and change in the organization. So at the highest level, that's where we leverage the cloud-based platform, SaaS delivery model, and maintenance model. So you can see here leveraging Microsoft and Amazon, HTML5, and some of those buzzwords, and we'll get into that later on as well.
That's great. And so if you wonder why Infusion and Xignite are really what we've seen, and Xignite and Infusion have had a history of working jointly with customers and to deliver value and help them grow their business, where Xignite is the metal data provider, which is really our focus, and Infusion is the application provider focused really also on the metals industry. So together, if you do operate in the industry, we're really it's a great partnership for you. So let's jump in a little bit about what we want to talk about today. We want to cover 5 things that relate to integrating metal pricing with applications. The first thing we'll talk about, and Joe will demonstrate each of those 5, is mobile applications, mobile apps. Obviously, it's a very hot topic. There's a lot of things to be done there, and Joe will talk about how you can easily build mobile apps to help drive your business. We'll talk also about interactive charting, advanced charting around metal pricing, very critical bit. We'll talk about widgets. Widgets is more the entry point into the area, if you want. A simpler, easier way for maybe growing companies to get their feet wet. And we'll finish with two deep areas of integration, or how you can integrate real-time metal pricing inside your e-commerce platform and your product pricing catalog. So it's really about automating your business and going pretty deeply in doing so. So with that said, we'll go through these in sequence, and we'll hand it off to Joe, who can start talking about mobile apps.
Great. Yeah, mobile is an excellent topic. We'll spend a little bit of time on mobile, and obviously having an application in today's ever-increasing smartphone, mobile, tablet, even PCs are really becoming just visual displays, right, and kind of the trend in the marketplace. So it's really important to understand how do companies leverage mobile. Driving business and loyalty are the key benefits. But there's a lot of things to consider as you work through your mobile strategy. Obviously, time to market, technology choices are key, not only for your speed to market, but for your maintenance and ongoing support, and managing all of the various apps, screens and sizes and all that kind of stuff. And then being able to give the customers really what they need. So as you can see on the screen, Merit Gold and Silver, they came to Xignite as a long-term partner and Infusion Solutions to create a mobile application for them, leveraging Xignite's market data APIs, of course, and Infusion to build the application. And the interesting story with Merit is they actually already had a mobile app. They had an experience where they did one of those kind of in-network, hey, I know a guy that knows a guy that has built a mobile application before, and we've all done that. It could have been much worse. They ended up with a functional application. It was pretty limited in scope, but it worked. It was there. But then the big challenge came in when they wanted to expand that application, and they had also a market timing issue. The applications were built in native iOS and Android language, and then again, a little history with the in-network person that built the app was no longer available, so they're really in a tough spot. So long story short, the technology that we leveraged is HTML5 and CSS3, and the advantage to that and the reason that we take that focus is for the speed to market and the support side of things. So the previous application took them about roughly 10 months to bring to market using HTML5, CSS3, and then a framework that allows you to deploy into iTunes and Google Play. We rebuilt that application in 4 weeks. So timing was critical. We were able to help them rebrand from Merit Financial to Merit Gold and Silver, and really bring the technology and customer needs with charting and additional functionality to place on a very short period of time.
Hey, Joe, one thing is if you go to iTunes and you'll see there's a lot of mobile apps out there that are free, going to give me, gold prices and whatnot. So, there's a lot of things available out there. And so what do you guys do to help a firm like Merit differentiate their offering when it comes to mobile? I can see that certainly the app that you built for them is fairly deep. You have a shopping cart. You have gold coin prices and whatnot. So what's been your strategy to help a firm differentiate and, again, as you said, drive business and customer loyalty as well?
Yeah, the starting point is really both sides coming together and bringing their experience. Obviously from Merit's side of the table, they know their customers, they know the products and some of the things they're interested in. And then from Infusion side, we bring experience to say, look, these are the things that we know over time and in the financial space that people are going to want. So here's the 4 things every mobile app should have, a best practices approach really, and then just a collaboration back and forth. And And we also implement Google Analytics and other tracking tools so that over time, and again, kind of that flexibility opportunity is to, help adjust, positioning of the tabs, right? So the first couple tabs, and just little techniques that you can use by looking at analytics and things like that to make the app most effective.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Let's jump into the next topic, interactive charting. We all know that over the last few years, charting has changed a lot. Google Finance, Yahoo Finance have all brought up much more advanced charting capabilities, and it's been difficult for smaller firms to keep up with this. And it looks as if you've been able to work out some solutions where even a smaller firm is able to provide the level of functionality that you'd see on a much larger, much more popular website. So can you tell us a little bit about what you've seen, the benefits that your customers have accrued from this, and the gotchas people have to think about if they're considering providing interactive charting to their clients?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's all about brand building, right? If you're in the financial space, your clients expect. Charts are the #1 tool in visualization, bar none. Anybody that's investing in pretty much anything uses some sort of charting application, and it's important to not only differentiate yourself with your brand. Historically, especially in the metal space, there's the Kitco, right? Who has done just an amazing job at being really the brand for charts and spot prices. Pretty amazing. But as the market has changed, obviously with the introduction of companies like Xignite, market data being available, and software development companies being able to have your own charts is a possibility. To address there's different levels, right? So you can do some more simplistic charts, and then as you can see in the screenshots, and I'll show, there's different levels of complexity. The data that you have, both intraday, historical, lapse prices, bid-ask. So there's data elements to consider, and kind of a best practices approach of a starting point, and then adding on from there.
I see. Well, actually, the next step we wanted to go through is have you demonstrate some of the things you've done from some of your clients, including Garfield Refining. So I'm going to give you the control so that you can actually show us the demonstration at this stage.
Great. Thank you, Stefan. Yeah, Garfield is a great example. Garfield is a refiner nationwide. They have 500,000 customers. They've been in business since 1892. So they have a very diverse need or clientele, from jewelers to pawnbrokers to dentists. And again, they didn't want to go the Kitco route. They didn't want to send traffic. They didn't want to help build Kitco's brand. So it was really all about building their brand and then having a unique user experience that the diverse clients could participate in. So as you can see here, this is a historical chart. It actually, as you can see at the top, it had London fixed pricing. So that was one thing that was unique for them. So from a data perspective, there's London fixed versus the spot. So this is actually a fixed price chart. We have intraday interactive charts over here that are persistent throughout the site. So this gives somebody an opportunity to really dial in and see what's happening in the marketplace within current trading day. And as you can see as well, colors and sizes and fonts are all made to be specific to the site. And then from here, just another example of, again, a very interactive chart, not just kind of a static image chart, but really driving the user experience and making it sticky, right, and giving them an experience that they want to interact with. So clicking through the buttons, doing your overlays and index compares really gets time on site, and like you mentioned, really helps to build even a small company's brand and user experience that is going to be unique for them. And here's just one more example of even more custom, in terms of being able to pull in different images and buttons that are specific and match the site, and dropping in logos and stuff like that. So just starting with a baseline interactive charting package, and then really, again, sitting down and saying, okay, what are your user needs? What's the market you're playing in, and what do your clients expect from you?
That makes a lot of sense. So basically what you're saying is, if I want to compete in the market, I don't have, to just put a Kitco chart out there, which basically is going to tell my clients that I'm a small firm, but I can quite affordably be able to provide very unique functionality, very deep functionality that projects an image that my business is just as large, just as competitive as what the client might expect. Now, this is obviously very, very interesting, but not everyone can necessarily afford it to build a mobile app or have the type of charting that with that Garfield refinery had, for example. So what many of the smaller firms out there recourse to is simple widgets, right? Which is kind of the starting point to us be able to engage customers. But again, with widgets, you don't want to use a competitor's widget. And the question is, how can I still engage my clients? I can still differentiate myself using widgets and doing that in a very cost-effective manner. So you've done work with that. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so in the widgets, you really want to create content that's sticky. Love that word. And really what that means is, dynamic content that brings users to the sites and to your website and keeps them there, right? So, it's all about content that's relevant. So framing that up in such a way, and just, we gave a few different examples here, and as you can see, they're all styled differently and laid out differently, but effectively you're giving data points that your audience needs when they need it. So whether that's on a home page, next to a product, on the checkout, right, so they can check the most current prices on the spots as they're going through a checkout in a column or even right next to the product item itself. So it's really about creating the value in the user experience and driving that behavior as the users are going through the site. And then the last thing, that's the challenge is really having the flexibility. And again, through an API delivery and the way that we build the widgets and deliver them, either via JavaScript include or an iframe, you can really copy and paste that literally throughout the site. Paste it in your HTML of any website, any browser can render. It gives you just ability.
That's great. Now, so widget is the entry point. You have done work that goes a lot more deeply inside the firm's business. What you've done is, using metal pricing to integrate with a client's e-commerce infrastructure, allowing them to, sell, products, buy products online, and have this completely integrated with the real-time price feed. And you've also built integrated product catalogs in the same fashion. So can you tell us a little bit about how did that come about, what benefits are firms trying to accomplish with this, and again, what are the gotchas, what are the things to think about for someone who wants to automate their business, their precious metal business to the next level?
Right, yes, thank you. So with, for example, here we have Aiden Coins and Jewelry. They wanted to scale the business, right? So historically, they've been a kind of a small, medium-sized, traditional bricks-and-mortar jewelry store, coin and bullion dealer. And their initial challenge was taking this traditional bricks-and-mortar business and putting it online. So they needed content that was sticky and relevant. They needed shopping carts, technology to support this, and an e-commerce platform that would work. So the first challenge is, especially with the e-commerce these days, there's endless options, right? So there's the choosing the technology. Is that going to be hosted? Is that going to be local? So really working through that, finding the right e-commerce platform as a starting point, and then pulling it all together. Again with the widgets and charts and market data and being able to make the user experience unique, and then being able to support that once you do it, right? So it's one thing to get the site up, and then being able to manage it, make it effective. Ultimately, pretty much autopilot is what you want. To be able to scale is the last challenge there. So again, just kind of with the ecosystem, as we like to call it, that we help our clients create, gives them very much the flexibility, integration, and bringing everything together. And then in terms of support, that's the the SaaS-based, cloud-based delivery model. It's a hands-off thing. So Aiden is able to leverage our cloud delivery model, Xignite APIs, Fusion's cloud delivery, SaaS model, and really have a turnkey solution that's maintenance-free.
That's awesome. A lot of our customers certainly, the profitability of their business is really dependent upon how closely they can tie the transactions that they perform with their customers with the markets, right? If suddenly you start buying and selling not in lockstep with the market, you may be losing money. So what you guys also did is take it a step further, where you're able to dynamically create a product pricing catalog that integrate real-time information, and so therefore ensures that you're really accurate and you're consistent in your pricing, and therefore you consistently achieve the profits that you're supposed to achieve, right? So can you tell us a little bit about that? Which I think that's again the taking automation, taking real-time price integration to the highest level inside the firm.
Yeah. So the again with the example with Aiden, which is a great kind of case study. Even with the e-commerce platform, and each one has pluses and minuses. There's a certain amount of functionality that was available in the platform that he chose, but still had a fair amount of manual work involved. Certain spreadsheets and product information and pricing manipulation and uploads, and it was really a huge man-hour commitment, and it was fraught with opportunity for fat fingering, pricing, and or not being up with the market, especially with the the swings in the marketplace. So needing to fully automate that was the challenge. The answer to that, and if you go to the next slide for us, Stefan, it is our product pricing catalog. And after working with many clients and having the same issue, we identified that taking the product pricing, the automation outside of the e-commerce platform was key, just because there's so many variations and so many different limitations. So this tool allows you to put in all of your products all in one place, whether they're tied to spot directly or not, but certainly the ones that are priced directly off the spot. So pulling in real-time feeds and setting your markups and making sure that you're locking in your profits and mitigating your risk, and then integrating that right into your e-commerce platform.
Well, that's really nice. I mean, it certainly shows that you've been able to gain a very deep understanding of the workflow and the business rules of your customers working in the precious metal industry, and take advantage of real-time pricing to automate these processes and help the business grow and improve profitability. Let me step back in a little bit and just talk a little bit about what's behind some of the things you've showed us, right? You've showed us widgets, you've showed us charts, you showed us apps and product catalogs and whatnot. And all the things you've built for your clients are essentially powered by the Xignite APIs. Xignite APIs are simply a way to get the data you need from the cloud, the Xignite cloud, which also runs on top of Amazon. The data we have comes from high-quality sources, and what we do is we try to make the integration of this data as easy as possible. So you call for historical data, you call for precious metal quotes, and there's not a lot of time that you have to spend trying to deal with market data infrastructure, trying to deal with feeds and whatnot. So that allows you to focus on creating the value for the customers and doing that at a reasonable price, right? So if you want to think about the Xignite difference, it's really about giving Infusion, who is building a solution for you, giving them the time to focus on what really creates value for your business instead of dealing with technology, dealing with feeds, and all kinds of problems. So that's really the difference with legacy technologies that are available out there. To be a little more specific, all the applications that you saw powered by one of our services called Xignite Metals. It's available on our website at the URL listed there. To give you a little idea of what's covered in that service, we have 3 types of prices. You mentioned that a little bit, Joe. We have precious metal fixings, we have spot prices, and we have future prices for all 4 precious metals. Now, the source for those vary. The source for fixing information is the London Bullion Metal Association, London Platinum and Palladium market. For spot prices, we get this information from multiple sources, and essentially we're talking about trading desks of the large banks all around the world, in Europe, in the U.S., in Japan, in Australia, as well as a trading platform for big FX/metal platforms. And we consolidate all this information into a real-time feed that is updated pretty much around the clock, except when markets are closed on weekends and for about 45 minutes during the day. Our future prices come directly from the CME Group. As you may know, NYMEX trades palladium and platinum, COMEX trades gold and silver. And we have a delayed data associated with future contracts for those metals, right? We talk about future contract prices. We're not talking about spot prices here. So depending on your business, some firms really work off of fixing information. Others look at spot prices. Others look at futures prices as a way to anticipate the price of spot. This data is available as published in the case of fixings and 10-second snapshots for spot information, and soon we'll have true real-time information for metal prices as well. And the future data is delayed and is also fee-liable from an exchange standpoint. And for all those prices, we have a lot of historical data available, which allows you to create and power the types of historical charts that Joe showed a little earlier. This service, Xignite Metals, has been around for a few years and is used by, as I said earlier, more than 200 clients. A lot of those clients are in the brokerage business. We also have a lot of firms in the mining business, including the largest gold mining company in the world, like Barrick. We have a lot of refining clients, of course, as we saw earlier. And we have firms involved also in other part of the business. We do have jewelers, Zales Corporation, for example. We have some media sites, and we even have Brinks uses us to hedge their risk around how much gold they transport into their truck, for example. So it's always very interesting to hear about the very unique use cases our customers have. So certainly our platform is tested. It's used by a lot of firms today. It drives a big part of the industry, and is something you can really rely upon. With that said, this will be essentially the end of our session, and I will give it back to Carrie to wrap up.
Thank you very much. And if you are interested in a free trial of Xignite Metals, please go to xignite.com. Thank you.